Hello everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and I do lots of stuff here, but today I'm going to channel Sharon Tate, and I just want everybody to know that, for one, I'm not the end-all be-all. You're totally allowed to disagree with me with anything that I channel. If I know anything, it's that I know nothing. Most humans are that way. But also too, that I mean no harm. I'm not doing this to be exploitative. I'm not doing this to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm simply doing this because as a psychic, sometimes people who have passed on, they can see that I can see them or hear them or whatever, and then they have messages that they want to share. So this is simply me trying to bring a voice to the voiceless. In no way is this meant to be like a joke or mean or rude or exploitative, and I just want to get that disclaimer out there that, you know, that's not my intention. My intention is to just give a voice to the voiceless. And also I have to say as well, for legal reasons, entertainment purposes only. So yeah, I've already said a prayer, I've already set my intentions. I did already see Sharon's like soul coming in, and she had the spirit baby of the child that was lost when she was murdered. So brutally murdered through the MK Ultra program. Although it was through the Manson family, there was MK Ultra that could be to blame for that. So I'm currently reading a book on that, and we'll check back in once I have more information on it. But anyway, today we're going to be using the Housewives Tarot. I really like this deck. I think it's cute, but it also triggered me, honestly. Like, opening it really triggered me, but it's a really interesting deck, and when you open it up, it's set up like a recipe book in here, like the things that, you know, women used to keep all their recipes in. So I thought this would be a good deck to use. The light's coming out, the sun's coming out. Do you see the sun shining down? All right, everyone, let's get into the reading. Spirit and Sharon, I call upon you, please. What is your message? What is your message? The cards that I pulled to make the thumbnail were the Tower and the King of Cups. We'll see if those come back out. I'm starting to not feel so good about how she might have been set up in one way or another. I just heard contracts. So this was like past life karmic contracts. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles here, and it's like, this is almost to me saying it was like she was trying to build this foundation, right? She was about to become a mother. She was trying to build this beautiful family. It would have been a family of 3. But I also feel like this could be saying that it's like while she was focused on building her foundation, I just heard there were rats from within her collective group of people that sold her out. So there could have been 3 people that were plotting this on her, but I do feel that she was so focused on becoming a mother and creating those stable foundations with herself, her child, and Roman Polanski, that it was like she didn't notice. What is that? So it's like these are like attached to her body. What is, I want to ask her what that means. She just said, I couldn't see what was right in front of my face. So there was like people or situations that were plotting against her, and she couldn't see what was right in front of her face. She said, I became a tool. Whoa, a bargaining chip I just heard, and we have the Three of Pentacles here, so 3 pentacles, 3 chips. I became a tool. I became a bargaining chip, and I just saw it's about to go 444. Okay, and also too, I haven't gotten too far into the book that I'm reading, Chaos, but supposedly it was like Charles Manson was a part of the governmental MK Ultra programs. So when I get further in the book, as I said, we will see how this channeling comes out if we find more information about that. But she became a tool, she became a bargaining chip. That is so freaking messed up. And already in the part in the book that I got to, the woman who murdered her and her child said, I have no sympathy for you, pig. I have no sympathy for you, woman. I don't care. Because she was saying like, it's so sad. She was saying like, I want to have my baby. Please spare me and my baby. Like, she was 8 months pregnant. Like, the woman who murdered her knew what she was doing. Okay, Queen of Cups. Interesting, because remember the King of Cups and the Tower came out for my thumbnail picture. Interesting. Okay, so there was some, I feel like she had information on drugs. So like if there was drug trafficking happening or drugging of people, right? Because when I think about like, this just made me think of like someone drugging a drink. I feel like she might have had information on that. And it could have been connected Because, like, her, Roman Polanski, okay, allegedly, don't come for me. This is all alleged. This is just me channeling, okay? He could have had powerful friends, because I'm noticing that ring on her finger really strong. And so I actually do know he had powerful friends. I know he was friends with, like, Hugh Hefner, and, like, they ran in those groups and everything like that. So it's like, it almost feels like her husband's powerful friends were doing super illegal things. Okay, this is really niche, but I'm noticing that these tongs have shells on the end. Again, allegedly, there could have been a body brought to the beach, because I just saw a female body of a girl who might have overdosed or taken too many drugs or drank too many drugs. They're showing me how in Eyes Wide Shut, how, like, there's that girl that overdoses and then they call the doctor upstairs, who is Tom Cruise's character, and they ask him to, like, very quietly resuscitate her from an overdose. So it almost feels like this was, like, a non-resuscitatable, I don't know if that's a word, overdose or drug situation. I'm literally seeing a body being brought. I'm nauseous. A body being brought to the beach, so she could have had knowledge of some sort of body that was dumped if there wasn't more than one, and it was some sort of drug running or drug situation, overdose. Okay. Justice. Okay, so we also have, all right, these just popped off when I went to put the deck down. All right, one thing at a time. I feel like there's a lot. We can always do another reading too if it's like there's more to be said. But so we have the Seven of Cups and Temperance coming out. Okay, so this to me, because I was noticing like the cup, the alcohol, almost feeling like, you know, this person was drugged. This to me is telling me that was not the first time. That was not the first time that they drugged someone's drink, or that they drugged someone. Let's say how it is, a woman. And it didn't go well. We'll say that. So with the seven of it, it's like, oh no, it wasn't just that girl. Like, I saw what happened to that girl, or I knew what happened to that girl, but it wasn't just that girl. And then with the Temperance card here, it feels like there's always a way that they found a way to brush it under the rug or make it the fault of something else. So like if other women were passing away or overdosing, they were able to say like, oh, that had nothing to do with us, or like, oh, that's not our problem, you know, and then they weren't suspected, probably because of how much money they had and like the corruption within law enforcement and everything. I feel like this made her really mad, because I'm noticing this on here that says instant anger, and how everybody says that, like, obviously a normal moral person gets upset by the injustices in the world, but like when you're pregnant or after you have kids, it's like 10 times more triggering when you hear about this kind of stuff. And so I feel like she was mad. Like, she couldn't temper out. Like, she was like, enough is enough. Like, I watched 7 other girls have this experience and be hospitalized or pass away. I'm not going to sit here silently while you bring this body to the beach. I'm getting such a headache. I can see it so clearly, like sandy blonde hair that's all matted and straight up just like a beautiful woman, but like naked body and passed away, and just throwing her in the ocean. That is so messed up. And in the 60s and 70s, we were not in a surveillance state the way we are today. Like, you could get away with shit because there wasn't cameras on every corner, you know what I mean? And then we got the Justice card, and there's something about this card that like really bothers me. Now, for one, I just got the hit that it's like, oh no, this is normal. Because like, remember back in the day, it was like normal to beat your kids, and now we're like, no, that's really bad. Like, we don't support that. So it's almost like, shoot, they were trying to gaslight her into thinking like, oh, this is normal. Like, oh, if you want to be in Hollywood, this is normal. If you want to run with the groups we're running in, this is normal. And it was like there was a part of her that always felt really like it's not, like was always standing up against it and being like, this isn't normal, this isn't healthy, this is not something I want to be a part of. This card also really bothers me too, because it's like we have the candy, so it makes me think like taking candy from a baby. So it's like it was like easy to like do this to the girls and like dispose of them, whether it was in the hospital or in the freaking ocean. But also this one kind of just reminds me of PEDO stuff, because it's like she just looks really evil. And it just, there's something about it that rubs me the wrong way in the idea of like the PEDO stuff. So I wonder if there was some of that going on there. Because how evil does she look? She just looks like she's got this shit-eating grin on her face. It just feels wrong to me. So maybe she was working against that. I actually have channeled that previously, that it was like she had knowledge of that kind of stuff going on and she was working to help take it down. So this is kind of just like confirmation for me of that. I just got a really bad headache again. I feel like they were drugging her and it wasn't working, because like I'm getting this really bad headache and then I'm seeing like the drinks. And so she said I didn't drink it all. Like I could taste that it was bitter. So I feel like they were trying to drug her because she knew too much. And then when that wasn't working, that was when she became a bargaining chip or a tool. Apparently right before like she passed away, Roman Polanski was talking to his friends about, I think they had like a pet that passed away, and he was like, you never know who's gonna be next. And then the phone rang right after he said that, and then when he picked up, it was like saying that like his wife and unborn child had been murdered. And I don't know, there's something about him that just like doesn't sit right with me. Allegedly, entertainment purposes only, but something about that guy that freaks me out, okay? The small man syndrome. Something about him freaks me out. Alright, so then we have, oh shit, I just heard off with her head. We got the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I don't usually take reversals, but the Eight of Cups and the Six of Wands coming out in reverse are telling me that it was like she didn't have the opportunity to run away and leave and claim her victory. Okay, so, holy shit, this is like really intense. I don't know if you guys can feel this frequency, but like, channeling this energy is really, really intense. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Six of Swords. Look, it's kind of like she was ready to like cut him, right? Cut Roman out of her life and say enough is enough. I'm not raising my child in this like drug trafficking or human trafficking or like whatever was going on. It was like she was saying, like, getting ready to cut him out of her life. And also, too, roses are extremely high vibrational and connected to the Divine Mother. They're connected to Mary, like the Virgin Mary, and also Mary Magdalene. So it was like she was standing in her divine feminine power to say, like, I'm not raising a child in this, and if you're going to continue to do this, I'll just take the kid and, you know, I'll just move on. Is kind of how it feels like. Especially too, because with the Six of Swords, she's like, bye. She's like packing her bags and she's like, bye. I actually feel like maybe she wanted to leave the country. I don't know if she has relatives in a different part of the world, like not in America, but it almost feels like she was getting ready to leave America because America wasn't safe for her anymore. And she was going to leave and go to a different part of the country with the child and cut the father of the child out of her life. My head is hurting so bad, guys. Like, but it's like a weird pressure, like in my third eye. It's like a really weird pressure. So it almost feels like she was getting ready to cut him out and travel, but she wasn't able to successfully leave here with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Cups. And she had people who were pretending to be her friends that were plotting her downfall. Look at all these nosy women looking in the window, like laughing at all the cleaning that, you know, they have to do here with the Six of Wands. They're spying. And look at her. She's like wiping the sweat off her brow. Like, how am I going to get out of here? How am I going to overcome this? How am I going to walk away? How am I going to leave? Like, she was like trying to be confident and be like, I'm cutting you out of my life. I'm taking the baby and I'm leaving. And then she was kind of like, oh, how am I going to back this up? How am I actually going to leave? And then with the Six of Wands, it was like she had people who were plotting against her and like watching and waiting for her downfall. Female friends. There's 4 females here. And then remember in this card, there's 2 males and a female. It feels almost like these 3 people came together and were like, she knows too much. We can't let her leave. And then it was like women that she trusted. Some of those women were expendable too, so not to talk bad on anybody, but maybe you heard about them having an untimely death like later in life, or maybe they were one of the people that was sacrificed in that moment. Like, I don't know. But I just heard vultures that were masquerading as friends but were really foes, I just heard. What are your last messages for us, Sharon? Because I'm going to have to tap out of this energy. It's like really, really, really intense. What are your last messages for us, Sharon? The Page of Swords, running with scissors. Huh. Let's see what else. Trying to leave was like running with scissors. It was dangerous. Why is he also wearing, like, doesn't he kind of look like he's about to go on a boat? And I was saying about the ocean. The closet. There was information in the closet. Doesn't that look like a closet behind him? Holy crap. Five of Wands. It was too much, and there was too many people fighting against her. It was me against all of them. I just heard. I think the baby, too, is like the soul of the baby. It was like trying to help aid her in like basically trying to be like a guardian angel, but that soul never got a chance to be born. Dang. When I see her, she's holding the baby right now, and then when she's not holding it, it's like flying around her head. So it's like they're still united. We might need to cross her over and do some like Reiki or something to cross her over and the baby. There was way too much opposition against her. There was way too many people fighting against her. That's why it was like running with scissors to try and escape. I mean, you're dealing with organized crime. It's called organized for a reason, because there's a lot of people who usually are blackmailed into it, right? And they're organized, or else they wouldn't keep getting away with it. That's why it's called organized crime. And we have the Two of Pentacles. We've got... You gotta be freaking kidding me. The Anchor! When I was like, why does he look like he's on a boat? After I saw that girl get dumped in the ocean. Who was that girl? That's what I kind of want to know. It's like she was being pulled in different directions. It's like she wanted to believe that, like, Roman had her best interest in mind, but at the same time, she knew that it was like she was expendable in one way or another. And so it was like she was trying to find the balance and also support herself and her child. I think they kept her really busy, like juggling a bunch of stuff too, so that she couldn't make the proper arrangements. Isn't it really suspicious too that for some reason on the night that this happens to Sharon Tate, her husband, I don't know if they're married, but I'm just gonna call him that for whatever, like just to make it easier. Isn't it really sus that he just wasn't there? It's weird. I think he was like working on a movie. Okay, I saw that like one of the movies he made was like about a dolphin like coming to life, and like I can't remember, but it was like really funny, like being a superhero or something. Like I don't know why that was so funny to me as someone who was like has connections to Atlantis and like understands like Lumerian connections and things like that. I don't know why that was so funny to me. But, and I did swim with a dolphin. I'm an expert now. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Who was the lady in the water, Sharon? My friend. My friend, she just said. Three of Wands. Your ship's coming in on the regular frickin'. They might have been putting the drugs on boats. I just heard that they owned the waterways. So they had bought out the waterways. So that it was like they were just getting to traffic these drugs and possibly people. And that's why they could just dump the body in the ocean because they had bought it out. Wow. It's her friend. She said, I knew I'd be next. After I saw them dump her body, I knew I'd be next. Maybe it was someone else's wife? Anything else you want to tell me about this woman? She knew too much too, I just heard. Eight of Swords. She was tied up in it because of what she knew. Because the Eight of Swords is like mental, right? It's like the mind. It's like she was tied up in this because of what she knew. And I just heard, be a good wife, be quiet, be mindful, be demure, right? But not to make light of this is pretty heavy, but I just heard there were a lot of people gunning for her, and she was supposed to just sit there, sit back and be quiet and be a good girl and be a good wife. and they stabbed her in the back. My right eye just twitched, which is usually a yes from spirit. It was her friend. It was someone's wife. She trusted the people who murdered her, and that's when she knew she had to get out, but it was too late. And then it was such a perfect crime that they made it seem like it was random. That's crazy. The Emperor. Be a good wife. The Emperor. Be a good wife. This is also reminding me of MK because he's made up of a bunch of different like cans, so he's like fragmented. So I wonder if Roman was like fragmented in one way or another with MK, or if they'd been trying to fragment her through MK. It feels like this is like a robot. He's just doing what they say, right? Which is what I'm learning about in my book about the MK Ultra, and how it was like, yes, Charles Manson and the family did it, but it was like he got frickin' his brain broken and fragmented into a million pieces that got him to the point of being a cult leader, and, you know, planted those seeds in his head by our government. Allegedly. Entertainment purposes only. I don't have any plans of dying anytime soon. I know it's not funny. I'm trying to make it like light of it. These were powerful men that saw their women as expendable, even when they were carrying their child. I just heard children are dollar signs to them. So as I was saying, I feel like she could have found stuff about human and child trafficking along with the drug trafficking. I keep like going like this, and it's like, I can't remember what that means in body language. I think it's like disgust or anger. Also with drugs too, like I can't remember which drugs it is because I'm obviously not really into freaking drugs, but I know some drugs will like mess up your jaw. So I wonder if it was like they were trying to drug her, or if she was trying to like kept trying to hold back her disgust, and it was like becoming apparent. And it was like when her friend was thrown out like a piece of garbage, she realized that she was expendable to her husband as well. And that I just heard we're all just pawns in their little game. All right, you gotta be kidding me. The Emperor. Okay, we got the Emperor, the Four of Wands, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Oh my god. Okay, so the Emperor, and we did get the Tower in the beginning, and we got the King of Cups for my thumbnail, and we did get the Queen of Cups, so this is counterparts. So I feel like what she's saying is like, she thought she was in love. She thought she had this love of her life, and it ended up being this huge tower moment for her to see them treat her friend so expendably, someone else's wife. And then she realized her marriage was a sham, and then she thought she had married the King of Pentacles. Like I said, I don't know if they're married. I'm just calling him that because it's easier. Then she thought she married the King of Pentacles, when in reality she married the Knight of Wands, who's flighty, only cares about himself, and he never sets a strong foundation. Plus, he's got a plunger. Like, this guy is trash. She realized she married trash. She realized she married filth under the guise of the King of Pentacles. Oh, it's the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, and why is this looking... Like, I know it's a pentacle. I know it's supposed to have that star in it, but why is it looking so satanic to me? I think she knew he was immature and, like, not the right person for her. But I just heard extra read all about it. Why do I keep doing that? I never do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I wonder if she did that. Did I say it enough times? Just kidding. But this is just a lot. I just heard that's my thinking face. Like, so maybe that was her thinking face. And she was like trying to think about all of this stuff and put the pieces together. Yeah, there's something very satanic about all this, and it's not the Helter Skelter, because that was just made up. There's something satanic behind the scenes about this sacrifice. It was clearly a sacrifice, but the family didn't know what they were doing. They were just making shit up as they went along. They were doing someone else's bidding. Someone else's very satanic bidding. Yeah, so her world came crumbling down when she saw her friend be sacrificed in that way, and she knew she'd married a piece of shit. She knew she'd married trash. I hope I stopped doing that after I stopped channeling. I'm tired of going. We'll see if this is common if I channel her again. It's just weird. Okay. Last thoughts, Sharon, please. Okay, we got the Knight of Swords and the Chariot. Okay, go with me here. I feel like that woman that they murdered, I think they were getting ready to run away together. I think they had uncovered information. Like, I think they knew about the drug trafficking. And I think that they had uncovered information about human and child trafficking. And I don't think that sat well with either of them. So her and her friend had planned to run away with the chariot here. And when she saw her friend, okay, look, we see tarot, risk, gain, and then C-O or C-H-O. I don't know what that one is supposed to say, but we see risk and gain. So they were about to risk it all to run away together to another country to raise Sharon's child and like get her friend into safety. They got to her friend before they got her, and then she was trying to run away, but before she could get her victory, they got her as well. And here with the Knight of Swords, I feel like he could have been like sleeping with other women as well. Wait, what does this say? This says the clutch, new rear suspension, and front brake. So it feels like they pumped the brake because they learned about this new information and they cut a bitch. That is so fucked up, especially because she was stabbed. That is so messed up. This is also reminding me of Charles Manson and his followers as well. I feel like Roman Polanski, allegedly, entertainment purposes only don't come from me, also had certain followers that maybe he was having an affair with or something. They cut them out real quick when they realized their little plan to run away. And it's not like they were going to run away and expose them. It's just they were going to run away because they didn't want to be a part of it anymore. They didn't want to raise a child in that. That is so disturbing. The knives, the cutting. And then this is very much like psychedelics, right? Like psychedelics kind of look like that when you're on them. And then it's like also the several stab wounds. And then like psychedelics like LSD was used for MK Ultra mind control to fragment the brain. And this is also reminding me of fragmentation as well. He looks evil too. I don't like this card in this deck. Certain cards in this deck that just creep me out, like this one. Right? Something just wrong about that. But, alright, let's get one. I keep saying, let's get one more. And then we're going to get some advice. The Five of Pentacles. Crying. As it all comes crashing down. She said, I knew as soon as I was, like, restrained, I wasn't getting out of there alive. That is so sad. Even though she was, like, begging for her life, she already knew she wasn't getting out alive. Just heard that Kesha song, No One's Getting Out Alive. Everything came crashing down. There was not able to be a solid foundation built because their plan was foiled. Alright, I wanted to get a totem animal card and then a card from this other deck. That was really intense. What is the totem animal card you want to share with us, Sharon? Sharon. Ooh, the Scorpion. Right? So, behold, I give unto you all the powers to tread on snakes and scorpions and all the powers of the enemy, and nothing by any means shall harm you. The Scorpion got to her. The Scorpion stabbed her and got that poison in her. There was something going on beneath the surface. And as I said in the beginning, she had people plotting on her. She had friends who were actually foes. That's really disturbing. Okay. Ooh, I'm feeling sick. So I gotta kind of come out of this energy. It's really intense. Alright, let's get a card from this deck. From Sharon. Okay, I just need one. So these ones that came out are belief in your beauty, the truth behind the illusions, and confidence in the power of healing. But I just need one. One, please, Sharon. We have the Great Theater of Life. Oh my gosh. That's crazy because it was like her husband would like make movies, and also too like the whole Manson family murders was a big sham. It was a big governmental program thing, right? So we have the Great Theater of Life. Let's read the meaning. Number 30. Ooh, I'm a life path 30. Venus and Aries. What the heck? I just opened directly to it. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Okay. The second chakra, Venus and Aries. I am not the prima donna who needs... Oh yeah, she was an actress too. Oh my god, I totally forgot. I am not the prima donna who needs lights to emphasize some kind of brilliance. I can give mystery to a play of shadows. I may not go to the main stage at all, for the drama will come to me. The stage of life has one main actor and one main director and one main beholder. The great stage of life revolves around a single person at a time. That person is the prima donna of his or her own life. There is a great motion and loud sounds, bright flashes and rushed gestures. There is music and applause and stentorian voices that seem to command the performance. But at the heart of it, be it the shadows or before the lights, there is only one person. I am, as you are, as we are, as they are, each to strut and fret upon the stage. Our play is a tempest where blood rushes... Where blood rushes from the first touch. There's a lot of blood and a murder. A door heats with passion at a mere word. So I feel like it was like she was ready to give up like her acting career. She was ready to give up this marriage if they were married. She was like, the only person living my life is me and I can't live. Oh, I'm sorry. I was holding the wrong side. It was hidden, right? Because like this was accidentally hidden, but it's the true motives around the people around her were hidden, but it was kind of like, I'm the only person who has to live my life and I can't live with bringing up a child in this. Wow. She was ready to give it all up. Wow. I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, Yemaya, Kronika, and God's source for allowing me to be the channel through which these messages flow. We thank you for the truth and we thank you for the advice, and a very big special thank you to Sharon Tate. Very grateful for you to come through and speak to us today. And if you want to communicate in the future, we can definitely do this again, but I do need to remove you from my frequency with the utmost respect and love, and I will be back to help you cross over if necessary and do any other healing that we might need on yourself and your family line. Thank you again. We're so grateful that you were here with us. Amo Rashi Namaste, but the power of three Samotic B always works, always a blessing. Alright guys, well, that concludes my reading for today. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But I love you. I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.
And I will see you another time. Okay, bye.